what is going on. You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we're here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. I am your host, Steve V. This is episode 786, alongside holding down the fort with me because we've had guest after guest after guest for the last several weeks. Cody Maurice Doggett. How the hell you doing, Cody?
Hello, darling. Doing wonderful. It's just us tonight. I'm happy to be back with my family all alone.
Exactly. It is nice to just be just the two of us, and just the two of us. I think it'll be really good, and I'm really
definitely
excited about that. Little programming note, though, we are gearing up for another slew. We thought a good 6 weeks of guests is really good, and we're taking a little for the rest. We're still going to be live every Wednesday, but come September, I think I already booked our first guest for September 2nd, even before
Fabulous.
Labor
I have
Day,
another
and we're going to
guest
try
after
and book
that.
it up. Yeah, we're going to try and book
Cool.
it up September, October, all the next those months with some really good, juicy, fun guests. And so stay tuned for that. But we'll be here for the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned
Yeah.
for that. Okay, well, we have got to get into our sex talk right now because we've got a really good topic, and it's all based on a show I just went and saw based on Heated Rivalry. I went to go see Heated Rivalry. If you remembered, I mentioned it on episode 785, Date Night with Diego. I went to see Heated
Oh,
Rivalry, the unauthorized musical, and it was hilarious,
yeah.
ridiculous, sexy, and incredibly fresh. Cody, you would love it.
I
And it's
can't wait to go see
playing
it.
through November in Chelsea off Broadway. But one of the things I couldn't stop noticing wasn't even happening on stage. It was the audience, Cody. The room was packed with, of course, gay men, which you might expect, but
Yeah.
also tons of women who were completely invested in Shane and Ilya, the sex, the romance, the obsession, and all of it. And then cut to, we had our Lincoln's birthday, and a mutual newer friend of ours told me her girlfriend actually subscribes to a Heated Rivalry fan art on Patreon and sends her pictures. She was showing me pictures at the dinner table last night of this fan art. It was a recreation of Ilya and Shane and a third guy, almost like thinking ahead on what we might see in season 2. And they were
Oh,
naked, but you could only see their butts, and they were intertwined. It was so hot and sexy. And she said, "Oh yeah, I make my girlfriend subscribe to it, and she just sends me the pictures on Patreon," which not a very good Patreon thing because they could do that on our thing too. And then I'm watching Rosie O'Donnell,
mhm.
lesbian icon Rosie O'Donnell, and she's currently this week hosting Jimmy Kimmel. And she talked about her crushing on Sidney James Harcourt. You
Yeah.
saw him. We've
Yeah.
seen him out and about. He was in Cats, the Jellicoe
Playing
Cats,
Rum
right?
Tum Tugger. Yes. Rum Tum
Yep.
Tugger.
And he's taken her place as her current crush, replacing Tom Cruise. Remember those days when Rosie O'Donnell had her daytime talk show and she went on and on about her love of Tom Cruise? And
Tommy, can you hear
now,
me? I used to
yes,
live for the Rosie O'Donnell show.
me too. Well, now Sydney is going to be a guest on Thursday night, and he's replaced her. So it's like, and she showed pictures of his body on stage, which you saw on stage. And it got me
I saw
thinking
it
about all
in the
this.
club.
You saw it in the club. What the hell is happening to everybody? Are we just horny, or has Heated Rivalry tapped into something a little bit bigger? Because right now we've got women, lesbians, gay men collectively obsessing over sexy men, queer romance, and male desire. And season 2 of Heated Rivalry has started filming. We talked about that. Teddy and
Yep.
I did. And leave them alone while they're filming is what we were saying, because as Jacob Tierney, the creator, said, don't be coming and bothering them as they're trying to film the series. Leave them alone. People are buying fan art, writing fan fiction, seeing unauthorized musicals, following the actors, and going to hear Jacob Tierney speak. our mutual friend said she's going to go to the 96th Street Y, which is an infamous place to go hear people speak. And Jacob is going to be there next month. And this isn't just a television show anymore, Cody. It's becoming a fantasy world. Apparently, nobody wants to leave. So I guess the bigger question tonight we're asking is, why are we craving this kind of sexy content so much right now? And has Heated Rivalry become the unofficial mascot of our thirsty, very frisky summer?
Yeah, everyone wants to go to the cottage. I think that this is only a telltale sign of how we are all just starved for just male on male queer content. I think we had a lot out of content out there before, but this seems very unapologetic. You could literally feel the connection and the longing and the yearning and the electricity that's between these two characters on the screen. So I think that yeah, it's the mascot for this summer for me personally, because I think, you know, I've been doing that this entire summer, just going through and having hot gay connections with, you know, various men. So yeah, I love Heated Rivalry. I think that it's inspired me to be more sex positive and sex forward with everything that I'm in my life. But yeah, so
Yeah, it's definitely a phenomenon. And I did mention I would give my review, and I couldn't think of a better time to give a quick review on it off the cuff. I would say if you love this show, it follows the show to the T,
oh wow.
adding fans as the narrators, and they were known as Susans. Everyone's a Susan. At the end of the show, you'll be saying, "Bye, Susan," to the person sitting next to you. And they're
Ah,
Canadian, of course, and that's all I'll give away. But other than it follows the story, but with music, fresh lyrics. If you want to get a sneak peek, you can actually get it on Spotify and
oh
iTunes
cool.
Music. And the songs are great. They're fresh. They deliver. The two lead actors, I think I saw the one that plays Shane is replacing the one that originated it, and he was excellent. The one that
Hmm.
plays Ilya has been in it since the beginning, and he is almost exact. He's got the whole Russian thing down, and he really
Okay.
plays up that staccato Russian English as a second language tone, which is hilarious. And they just really play up. Is it sexy? Of course. There's some moments where they really good use of staging on a very small stage set. Really good. It's hot. It's funny. You will be laughing out loud. And from beginning to end, it's about 85 minutes and it's worth it. I highly recommend it. If you're coming to New York, see Heated Rivalry, the unauthorized musical, because it's that good and fun. It's kind of like a pop culture slice of life moment that is working. Do you know what I mean? When something that
Yeah.
and somebody got it together, the creators of this, and put together this great show. And I love when that all kind of coincides in a moment. And it's exactly what we need while we're waiting for next spring, Cody, for season 2 to come out. But
That's not that far away.
yeah, there were a
It'll be
lot of
here.
women there. Were you surprised when Heated Rivalry became almost as much a female phenomenon as a gay male phenomenon?
Not at all. Especially because the mutual friend that you were talking about earlier, she she's a straight woman, she's got a husband and kids.
Yeah.
She she is in it, and she was telling me all she gave me multiple recommendations for books, which order of it to read. They are in it. The ladies are in it, and I have no idea why. Well, I can kind of guesstimate, but I feel like we're going to get to that in just a minute. But I am not surprised just because of our friend, because she's the one, she DMs me all the time. She hasn't sent me any fan fiction, so I'm gonna have to talk to her right after this. But
Have her send you them, because literally we're sitting at the dinner table and I'm telling her how much I love the show. And she said, my girlfriend subscribes to this Patreon and gets all this fan art. And it was super hot. And she started passing it around the table and we were all into it. I mean, of course, it
oh,
was all gay men and her. And the fandom was
she loved it.
real. I mean, but it begs the question, what is it about this particular show, I wonder, that's tapped into something a little bit deeper where, I mean, there's no female protagonist to compare, to in this. Um, I don't it's maybe it's the masculinity that it's allowed to be sexual and vulnerable simultaneously, because it's for the first time we're seeing two masculine men get it on, and it might not even be that any of us desire to be, I'm not trying to, when I'm watching it, and I'm imagine maybe some women feel the same way. It's not like I'm putting myself in there, although I think both of them are super hot. I'm actually looking at it from afar and just relishing in how hot they're enjoying themselves and how
Yeah,
believable it is. And maybe
that's good for
we're
you.
starved because we haven't seen that enough on screen.
You know what? I was just thinking, and it kind of just dawned on me. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's the masculinity. Uh, but I do think that because of the secret and it's that these two characters have to share and that they have from the rest of the world, I think that that adds a layer that we don't normally see in our queer content. Also, it's a very masculine sport that they're surrounded in, and it's a straight setting that they're in. So it that's where it kind of rides the line between queer and straight, I feel like. So the women
Yeah.
can get really invested because it has this straight container, but it's this queer and vulnerable love story. And yes, it is very masculine, but it's also very vulnerable, and that's something that we should probably point out in this situation, because I feel like women, straight women, cisgender straight women, well, women in general, really, I feel like
Right.
they are longing for their partners, their counterparts, to be more vulnerable, and they get to see it through this straight container with these two gay men who are very vulnerable with each other. So
That is
I
very insightful too, that
thank
it's
you.
this insightful side of the secrecy of it all. But then you're right. Maybe a lot of heterosexual women don't get to see their partners be vulnerable at all, if ever.
Yeah.
And now they're seeing it played out on screen, I think could be one option, right? That why we're all so invested in this. Rosie O'Donnell, like I mentioned, has had this love of Tom Cruise. She's a lesbian, as we all know, but I love
What?
that she's
A
moved on to
lesbian?
Sydney James Hardcore,
Yeah.
and she's having him on, like I said, this week, which raises the question: do our fantasies actually have to conform to our sexual orientation? Can a gay man think a woman is incredibly sexy? I think the answer is yes. What do you say to that?
Yeah. I've had a crush on Holly Berry for
Oh,
years.
me too. I still have a crush
Oh,
on Halle Berry.
I know. I was just gonna say. So I think like she's my. I also have a crush on Viola Davis. I have a crush on a lot of women. Salma Hayek. So
You know
many
who I
women
have a
out
crush
there.
on?
Talk to me.
Alice Braga. And she was Queen of the South. She's
Oh,
Brazilian. And
yes.
I was
You told me about her.
obsessed with this show. She was a badass, and she's a lesbian in real life.
Is
So,
she?
a kind of a tough, badass, pretty lesbian like that, Latina, turned me on. And I'm so into her in so many ways because it was, I don't know, supercharged. She was almost like a superhero, badass, underground, and Latina that I was just all about. So, yeah,
Nice. Yeah, so we can have them as well. I know for us, I feel like for gay men, it has to be a beautiful woman that's like strong and powerful. So I think that
yeah.
that's the criteria for gay men as far as women are concerned, because that's what we gravitate towards. That's what I feel like we base our a lot of our personality traits on. Because honestly, for me, I used to want to be the character, the lady character in all the video games. I want to be Chun Li. I want to be.
Um,
So I think that that is what a lot of us kind of are familiar with.
yeah.
What we align ourselves with, really. So yeah, I can see that. That's what who all my crushes are: strong, powerful women, beautiful women.
Well, if we look at historically, we've talked about endlessly about the male gaze, right? But heated rivalry gives us something different. Men
Hmm.
being looked at, men's bodies are being sexualized, men's asses. Oh my gosh, there's so much of that in this show. In fact, it's such a contingent moment in this Heated Rivalry unauthorized musical about the asses that's hilarious. You got to see it. Men's vulnerability, men kissing, men yearning, men crying, men fucking, and women and gay men are participating in that gaze together. So I guess the question begs, are we finally living through a moment where men get to be the sex objects? And do we enjoy seeing heterosexual women lusting after the same men we do, Cody?
I I don't see an issue with it unless it's when, because we've read the stories before. We've
Yeah.
reported on it here where women have like kicked out gay men from a heated rivalry watch party. So as long as that's not
Oh,
transpiring, I don't
right.
mind. I don't mind sharing a crush with a woman because look, we're attracted to the same things. And I feel like Bryce just put something in the comments that
Oh,
says,
yes.
let me read it really quick. Be sure to read Trio Sonata 2004 by Juliet Sarkeesian. A woman approaching 30 befriends Philip, a gay man, and Alex, his boyfriend, who is a brilliant young violinist. She accidentally encounters the two men making love and becomes increasingly involved as a voyeur in their relationship. Ooh. Basically, she watches them fuck
Wow.
and gets turned on by watching gay sex. It's a thing in literature. So something that just occurred to me reading this and through our discussion is, and we would know this because we are who we are. We're gay men. And when you are a cisgender heteronormative person, or even just heteronormative in general, you are attracted to the opposite sex. So
Right.
watching two of the opposite sex having sex will probably turn you on. Just like with straight men who watch lesbian porn, they get turned on because it's two women and it's double the attraction level for them.
Well, that
So
was
this
gonna
is
be my next double
oh,
standard
well, look at
question. Straight
me. Look at
men
me
consuming
jumping.
lesbian sexuality,
Well, can I
that's
finish my point
existed forever.
really
Yeah.
quickly? Sorry. So for women, it must be the same thing. Seeing two men that they're attracted to having sex must turn them on immensely. We wouldn't know anything about that. We're not attracted to women, so or at least some of us, a lot of us are not attracted to women. So two women having sex, that's not going to do anything for me. Even um, a man and a woman having sex, the man has to be really, really hot. Otherwise, I'm not getting turned on. But there's the whole component of the woman in there, something that we're not necessarily attracted to. So that's why that's the brain is funny and attraction is weird. So you never know how things are going to stack up when it comes to those things. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I
What were you
think
saying?
it's I think it's so refreshing now that finally we've always had gay men, it was okay for years and years and years to have lesbian on lesbian action, straight men fantasizing about it, and gay sex. I mean, we always had, dare I throw out awful terms, fudge packer, remember that,
Ooh,
Cody?
oh my
And just
gosh.
awful, I mean, but those were terms that
Yeah.
we got,
Yeah.
and
I
we
just got,
almost, and if
I
we
had
ever got,
flashback.
but see, that's my point. The fact
Yeah.
that that's what we had before. We didn't see any male on male action for years, let alone anybody that we would want to see on screen. That just didn't exist. It was considered the lowest of the low. In fact, lesbian was considered more acceptable than
Hmm.
imagining two men. It went against all societal standards on what a man should be. And so to come full circle now, a show that really was lifted from a small network to HBO Max, from a book, or an original book written by a woman, I
Yeah.
will add, is so refreshing to see now gay male sex epitomized and shown on screen in such a really erotic way. And by the way, I was doing some research before we went live, and there's not a lot of shows that are getting renewed about our gay sexuality. If you think about it, there's a lot of shows that have gotten canceled, and on the horizon, there's not even a lot of material. You have to really go look for it on places like Out TV, like you and I were watching the other day. And
Yeah.
so this is really refreshing. And I don't think it begs the question at all, are we fetishizing it at all? And I don't mind if women are consuming it too, because they're our ally. I mean, do you think it has any dangers of going down fetishization at all?
Yes, actually, I feel like sometimes, especially with straight women, I think it can go down that road. Yeah. I think with anybody really, you can kind of you ride the line between allyship and fetishization. So you always have to be cognizant of treating someone like a human being. So I've noticed a couple times when women have kind of treated gay men like their pets, kind of sorta. So that
Mm.
happens uh, frequently, or it happens sometimes from what I've seen. So I think that can come across in some relationships, but I just think we all need to be cognizant of it, and on both sides, because you don't want to fetishize someone and you don't want to be fetishized. So if you notice that that's something that's happening to you, then just step up and do your best to make sure that you are making sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that actually makes Heated Rivalry so hot isn't really always about the sex. I mean, they are hot, they do fuck, they're athletes. It's got every recipe component to make
Yeah.
this a hot show. But there's another fantasy, maybe bubbling underneath, maybe not even bubbling, it's just out there. It's called obsession. And it reminds me
Mhm.
too, because we just watched this movie that it was the number one for the longest time horror film called Obsession on Peacock.
Yeah.
Have you watched it, Cody?
It's in my queue. I
Oh
literally
my
was like, "I have to
god.
watch this. Everybody's talking about it." So,
This guy
yeah.
gets a wish. He goes into like a almost like a a jewel store, or where you buy stones, and he buys
Uh-huh.
this box that says you get one wish, and he makes that one wish, and he asks for his coworker, they work at an electronics store, to fall in love with him forever, and it happens, and it turns into, as the title suggests, obsession. It's creepy, but I loved it. Diego didn't like it so much. He thought it went too far, but
No?
I loved it. Yeah,
Well, the lead, she's in the new X-Men movie.
I loved her. I loved everybody in it. But in what we're talking about, Shane cannot quit Ilya. Ilya cannot quit Shane. Years pass, other people come and go, careers change, but they keep returning to each other. So the fantasy, what if the person you couldn't stop fucking was also the person who couldn't stop loving you?
Oh,
That's wildly
that's a
different
dream.
from modern app culture because, today you hook up, someone disappears. We were talking about it on our last episode about benching. Someone leaves you on read, someone benches you, like I mentioned, someone keeps you as an option. Someone says they're not looking for anything serious. Shane and Ilya are basically the opposite. They almost can't be casual. Which begs the question, has dating culture become so casual that obsession itself now feels romantic? Are we turning it around?
Wow, that is a loaded question.
I mean, I
Wait,
had to get
isn't
married to my husband to make it
I
real, and now I'm so happy we did because I feel like he's mine now, and it's
was gonna say, I'm gonna
I
turn
tell
it
him all the
around.
time, I'm like, "Do you love me? Do you love me?" I know it sounds awful, but he does love me, and I ask
Oh,
him all the time, and
aren't
a
you
little
both
bit.
obsessed with each other,
I think
though?
you have to be a little bit obsessed with
I
your
love
person.
that. I want somebody to be obsessed with me so bad.
You have to give them their space. As you know, we just right before I went live, he said, because last night normally we've gotten into this pattern in bed where we find each other and we're intertwined. Last night, for some reason, it was just not working.
Yeah.
Where he said, if you push me away, I'm going to throw you out the window. And I was like,
Oh.
oh my God. We're kind of obsessed.
Diego!
I do think there's a little bit of obsession that needs to be there, but it can't be like the movie. There's
Not the movie.
a huge
We good.
degree of
Just a little bit.
obsession. Yeah.
And
What
everything
is
in moderation. I had somebody recently tell me they were obsessed with me, and it's the good kind of obsessed where they can't stop thinking about you. They want to be around you. You want somebody that wants to be around you and
Come
that
on,
wants to talk
Mariah.
to you.
Sing us the
No, that one is the bad kind of obsessed.
oh, well, see,
Yeah.
then that's what the
Why are you
movie.
so obsessed with me? That song? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
song.
we don't want that.
Then that's like the movie.
Yeah, it's like the
But there's
movie.
a spectrum, and I think there could be. I'm sure we have therapists watching us now or will
Like,
listen to
oh
us that
my
are like
god, this is
cringing
horrible.
and saying, "Stop talking now, stop talking."
Yeah,
But
but we have a
what is it
podcast,
about
so we're
this
not mental health
obsession?
professionals.
Has
What
dating culture become so casual that obsession itself can now feel romantic?
I don't think so. I think, like we were saying, everything in moderation. I think the wrong kind of obsession when it crosses the line to where you're invading people's privacy, to where you are not treating them like you're treating them more like property than you are a human being.
Oh,
I
well,
think that's when
yeah, that's
obsession
awful.
goes the wrong way.
You're
So
my
I
obsession. And then
see
we're gonna
all
every
these
song.
connotations are not good. The songs you keep singing, I'm like, ooh, no. Not that kind. That's the bad kind of
Love
love,
that
honey.
song though. We're
It
planning
is
an
good.
'80s Halloween party, so that's gonna be
That's
one of
going
the
on the
ones that I'm
list.
gonna be playing, so it's
What's
on the
that?
list.
What's that song by Sting? Oh, and the Police. Every breath you take is a
Every
beautiful
breath
song.
you take.
He sounds like a
That
murderer.
And then later, if you remember, because then they used it on Little Trivia here, they used that song on All My Children.
Oh,
And
did they?
Brooke, the character Brooke, had somebody obsessing over her. I can't believe I remember this, and I'm quoting All My Children from the '80s. But then Sting later came out, and
I love Sting.
he doesn't include it in his repertoire anymore, and he's almost
Mhm.
denounced the song because
Because
he
it's crazy.
realizes it's not a healthy song and lyric. Have you heard him talk about that?
Yeah, I have. I love Sting.
Yeah, oh, I love Sting. Well, now he's all yoga and international now, but
Still
back
hot.
then it was, yeah, and hot still, right? But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
How do we get here?
how did we get
I'm okay
here?
with it.
Yeah, I mean, we might just be horny for yearning. A better term for obsession is yearning. Apps can put someone hundreds of feet away, but you're in but what we're increasingly starved for may be yearning, Cody. Someone thinking about you, wanting you, missing you. I feel like I'm quoting the song now. Police
I know.
waiting for you. I feel like I'm quoting erotica. When did yearning become hotter than fucking? And yearning is different than obsession. Yes? Well, can we
Yes,
agree on the
definitely.
term?
I think
Let's
that's
look
what
up
we're gonna
yearning versus just for shits and giggles
Producer on the
versus
line.
obsession. I just want let's just I mean, I can produce the show too.
Okay,
Yearning
yeah,
is a
we do.
deep, bittersweet longing for something or someone absent or unattainable, focused on an ache or a wish. Obsession is an overriding fixation where the desire takes total control, consuming thoughts, altering behavior, and demanding possession at all costs. You see how yearning targets an experience, a dream, or a person from a place of emotional distance or lack. I like yearning. What do you
Me
say
too.
the difference?
Let's go
Are
for
we
yearning.
yearning? Do you like
Yearning
that?
for 1,000. Yes,
Yearning for a thousand, yes. And I think we're yearning for season 2 of Heated
we
Rivalry.
definitely
And I
are.
like that. And then if we were asked the question, why did this feel perfect for summer? Why is this show needed right now? Because we've been talking about hot case summer all summer long. We've been talking about naked beaches, cruising, sex parties, going out, working out, being feral. Remember, we were talking about that earlier?
Oh, yeah. Still
And now
feral.
our biggest queer cultural obsession is essentially two hockey players who can't stop fucking each other. Maybe there does seem to be a cultural hunger for permission to be horny again, not ashamed, not cynical, not overly serious. Sex can be fun. You mentioned it, sex positivity, Cody.
Yeah.
Fantasy can be fun. I think it's healthy that we've got this yearning for heated rivalry, and we're seeing it in different iterations through our lesbians, straight women, gay men. I think it's healthy. Would you say it's just fun fantasy?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think anybody is taking it too seriously, except for those ladies that are kicking people out. But I do think that it's something that we aspire to. Like you said, the yearning is something that it's gone out of style with the rise of the apps. And but back in colonial days, not colonial days, when Jane Austen was out there writing
Oh,
books and stuff
yes.
like that. The letters and the yearning was palpable. So I feel like let's get back to that. Let's get back to being connected with someone and just really putting your all romantically into them. So yeah, I love the yearning.
Yeah, and I can't help but think the fandom that's we're witnessing now. So the fan art, Jacob Tierney being guesting on, the Y on 96th Street, me going to the unauthorized musical that's doing great on a Monday night, sold out.
Wow.
That that's it's like the show's living on. Fandom has become part of the sex. People aren't simply watching episodes. I was just looking that also you can order, this is kind of cool, people, a special
Connor
edition
stories?
box set. You can order,
Oh
I wish.
wow.
You can order a box set, which you get, including Shane's bottom eyes looking up at Ilya as a poster in there. You get all kinds
Wow.
of, you can get this in for 16, of course, it comes out on November 24th. Isn't that Thanksgiving? For the sexy price of $69.99 for the 4K edition for all of you who still have DVD players, but it might be worth getting one out. And you can get the lower resolution on October 20th for $30.95. And you're going to get their spoofs, you're going to get deleted scenes, you're going to get all kinds of stuff, which keeps it moving. If season two, Cody, is now filming, and Jacob Tierney has had to ask fans not to interfere with production location, that's pretty amazing. When does loving a show like Heated Rivalry become participating in its fantasy? I mean, it's kind of cool how it's become somewhat of a lifestyle, if you will. It's, if you think about Devil Wears Prada and the life that it's had, and it's gone into the musical, and now we have this number two. What do you think of all that?
Yeah, I think that that's a fantastic, and I'm glad that the fandom is evolving. And it's kind of scary that Jacob Tierney had to be like, nobody come bother them when they're trying to film. When is a direct? I've never heard a director doing that before. I think that that is very telling of how adamant and obsessive, to use the word we've been using all night,
Yes.
that the fandom is for
You're
this show.
my
So
obsession.
so yeah, I don't think that that portion of it is something that we should laud or really hold up, because I think that yeah, the fans should just relax. We are going to get a season two. We should be happy. Don't, if you really want a season two, you will not interfere with filming. So calm it down out there, kiddos.
Well, maybe Heated Rivalry isn't successful because it is a gay show. Maybe it's just successful because it combines three things audiences desperately want: sex, romance, obsession. None of those things cancel the others out. You can fuck someone wildly. You can deeply love them. You can be vulnerable. You can be masculine. You can be ridiculous. You can be romantic, all at the same time.
Yes, you can.
Let's do a final round on this topic, the heated rivalry test, Cody. All you got to
Yes.
do is tell me what's actually the hottest. Choose one: the
Okay.
bodies, the sex, the secrecy, the rivalry, the yearning, the obsession, the love.
The love. I gotta pick one. Jeez, Louise.
Choose one.
The yearning is probably the hottest. Let's bring it back. Jane Austen time. Somebody write me a letter, because that's the only way you're going to get my draws from now here on out. Okay.
The yearning for me too. After we defined it a little bit more clearly, and after watching that movie, the obsession, it's the
Hmm.
yearning as well. I want that desperately, because even when Diego's not here, we call each other, or I'm thinking about him all day long, and I really wish for us, to be together a little bit later or as soon as we can. It's the yearning,
Yeah.
not the obsession, the yearning for sure. The love as well,
The
but
love as well. Close
for
second.
this, what's the hottest? I would say the
Exactly.
yearning. Yeah,
Well, the
because
love is kind of is really hot too. They're like neck and neck for me.
but For me, it's the yearning. And would you rather have incredible sex with someone who's obsessed with you, or a healthy, stable relationship with really good but not incredible sex?
This is Sophie's
Hmm.
choice for real. Because why can't I have both? I can have both. There are men
It's
out there that will
would
give
you
me both.
rather?
What would I rather? I would
I don't think
rather.
I don't want sex with somebody that's obsessed with me.
I
Maybe
would
it's because
rather
I
have
watched that movie,
stable.
but I want a stable relationship with really good sex.
Wait, did it say really good sex? I thought it said just like not good
With
sex.
really good,
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely that one.
yeah, there's a caveat in there. I'll let you read it later, but yes. And finally, has heated rivalry made you hornier this summer? Yes or no, Cody? Well, I can say yes because I just watched the musical, the unauthorized musical, and it's made me hornier seeing those guys on stage. There's a great moment at the very end because they make such a joke about their asses, and I'll just say
Are
it
the asses great?
delivers in the end. Yes, they
Yeah, the
are.
asses are great. I'm going to watch them
Yeah,
after
one
right
in
now.
particular, yeah, but both of
Yeah,
them are hot.
sweet. Now, I would definitely say, what was the question again? Ask me one more time. I started
The
thinking about
question
ass. Sorry.
has heated rivalry made you hornier this summer?
I would say, uh, not really, but it has made me horny, but it hasn't made me hornier because I'm always pretty horny, I feel like.
Love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Just reading a few. We are live. So if you have some more comments, if there's any Cody that you feel like reading while I pull up our next, let's continue this conversation because this is really fun. And
Yes.
just the phenomenon of heated rivalry. Keep in mind the unauthorized musical that I loved and Diego loved and people continue to love goes through November. If you're coming to New York, it's off Broadway in Chelsea. It's not like a, it was really cool, the venue as well. Highly recommend
Nice.
it. So check that out, and let's keep the conversation going on your frisky or not summer that's been going on based on this phenomenon that we've been discussing all evening, heated rivalry. Go to patreon.com/tags podcast. And with that, it's time to get into hot topics. And there are a slew that we've got to get to, including, remember when we were talking about Goose, the new app that barely launched a few weeks ago? Goose was supposed to be the new app that was more about queer dating versus just hooking up. And it was led by founder Derek Chadwick. If you remember, Derek is a former model that is now an influencer. He's done some acting and he did a slew of huge parties, or at least one really big party here in New York, launching it as the new dating app billed as social first and anti algorithm. But then there was all kinds of controversy because there was a bunch of stories that came out that had been proven, I believe, that said that it was using AI fake profiles to get people to sign up. And that goes against what it was always talked about, which Grindr has been accused of using AI in various different ways. So Chadwick, who was behind it, just stepped away. Yeah, this is breaking news. He wrote some personal news as of last week. I've stepped away from Goose. This was not a decision I made lightly. Building something for our community has been one of the most meaningful things I've gotten to do, and I'm proud to have helped push that forward. Tens of thousands of you showed up in a matter of weeks. That was you, not me, and I'll never be. And I'll never not be grateful for it. His departure hit Instagram just a few hours ago. Goose shared a new video of a young, different gay man talking about why they like the app at an event held last Friday at Akbar Gay Bar in LA. And Wired, like I mentioned, is the really Wired magazine did a lot of research on this, Cody. I don't know if you were on the show when we were talking about it with
Mm-mm.
Could have been Teddy and I, but
I
reporters at
think it was.
Wired spoke to several gay men who interacted through Instagram with apparently AI generated accounts that encouraged them to sign up for Goose. And that's where the controversy lied, because it was supposed to be authentic and real, generated on meeting people. And yet it was using, according to Wired, because they inverted a ton of people, and they're a legitimate source, that it was using AI generated accounts. And that has caused the app to dramatically decrease in its downloads. It's now at a 3.9 rating on Apple downloads, and not a great number to so early on. What do you say to this? And Chadwick, the founder leaving so quickly and disassociating himself from the app altogether.
Yeah, it just spells the app's demise to me. It really is. I had kind of high hopes for Goose, actually, just reading surface level things about it. But then the whole AI controversy came out, and it was very disappointing because you never know what they're going to do. If they're willing to use AI, what else are they willing to do as far as like their promotional things? I'm sure they had freaking Chadwick as one of their main people that were supporting the app. So for them to
Founder.
exactly, it was one of their founders. So he's not poor. They can do something different with as far as their promotional and anything that they use AI for. So I feel like that it was just it was a telltale sign that something else could have happened that could have been detrimental to us as people.
Yeah, I mean, the way I feel about it is that I think they weren't honest and upfront about it. I get it. You have to, in this day and age, you probably do have to use AI in various ways to get and launch something like this, to get a pooling of people on the platform. But when you have AI bots pretending that they're real people as opposed to just real people, getting people to sign up, I think that's a
Yeah,
problem when you're trying to set yourself apart from the other apps. It doesn't look good. And I don't know how any app would really thrive today anyway, but it's the dishonesty, I think, that rubbed people the wrong way. And this influencer was quick to disassociate himself with it and run
yeah.
away.
And then they
And I don't know
replaced
if you,
them really quick.
yeah, and I just think that you know, he's trying to disassociate himself, but when you're the founder, and he tried to, I don't know if you read the press release, but it didn't sound very, I mean, it sounded like a press release that he's trying to say all the right things and he
Yeah,
wishes them well still. But imagine if you signed up for this because of Derek, you were a fan of Derek. He has thousands and thousands of followers, and you signed up and he's walking away from it. You feel shamed, right? You feel like you did something because he influenced you. He's an influencer, and now he's walking away. I've been shamed. And what if I spent money on this app?
yeah.
I want my money back. That's where I
And I've been
stand on
talking
it.
to a bot this entire time. So
Yes.
yeah.
Moving on to there's a new study that looked at the 21 most sexually liberal cities in the world for LGBTQ plus people. I love this story. This is where you can get your freak on in queer friendly places. We're going to read you the list of the ranking just to give you a little bit of background. The entertainment portal or Arabella released its sexually liberal city index for the fifth time. And I love the results because my cities are listed, so I'm happy. This study scored 41 cities on the freedom to live and express sexually. Cities all over the world were ranked across 10 categories, including contraception use, the number of sex shops, how the city fares on gender recognition, anti discrimination, and abortion access, as well as queer centric metrics like how many gay bars and LGBTQ plus events there are. So I really liked this study and see what you think about it. Coming in at number 21 was Melbourne. And I'll just read you a couple things and we'll go down the list. Melbourne came at 21 with a perfect score on gender recognition, anti
Oh,
discrimination, and abortion rights. Hamburg, Germany was at 20 because they have really perfect scores on sex work laws. I like that. Buenos Aires, Argentina. They have a bountiful amount of gender recognition, anti-discrimination, and abortion rights scores, which I thought that was really good. Prague, which I can't believe I went in the 90s, which didn't have that many bars. It had like one.
Yep.
Now boasts one of the top lists of gay bars. And
Oh, wow.
of course, I mean, I went in the early 90s, so it's not surprising. I guess I'm due back for it since it's
Let's
now
go.
has more gay bars and events than cities lower on the list. That's incredible. Great, Prague. Birmingham, England came in at number 17. And if you just listened to episode 785, didn't we just talk about Yumbo, the bar that is a bathhouse on the top two floors and a LGBTQ plus bar that does all kinds of entertainment throughout the week?
Mm,
Totally forward thinking. I love Birmingham. It's the second largest city in England next to London, of course. Number 16 was New York. That's where we live. And we got we have fewer gay bars than you would expect for a liberal haven, but it landed at number 16 with a perfect score in gender recognition and anti-discrimination. What do you think of that, Cody?
uh, I'm really surprised it was so low on the list. But I mean, I'm glad that the whole gender discrimination and all that we're high up there. So, but that just means we need more gay bars. So let's do it. I'm down
Let's
for that.
Let's do it. Chicago at number 15 ahead of us, but the tale of the tale of two eagles, Cody. And did you not see the line that was happening at one
Mama.
of the eagles?
I was
They've got
like, would you wait in a line like that? I would never wait in a line like that.
if it was a hot ticket, I might. I remember waiting. Remember when Rebar, what's it called now? It's back to its old
G
name.
Lounge.
G Lounge turned into Rebar in Chelsea, and remember standing in line. And then there was a controversy on that too. I won't go into it right now, but
Oh, I remember.
yeah. So it's back to G Lounge, y'all. So number 14 is Vienna, Austria. I was just there last year, and it boasts. I have to say I think it was the Eagle I went to in Vienna was really good, really good. But they get recognition for anti-discrimination and of things like that nature. LA, number 13, with higher number of gay bars, gay events, and sex shops than cities lower on the list. So that's pretty good, LA. Happy for them. Madrid, of course, the number of gay bars in the city, and also scored a perfect 10 out of 10 on gender recognition and anti-discrimination. They also host, I will add this to the list, they didn't mention it, one of the largest gay prides in the world. Love Madrid. It's so amazing. San Diego at number 11 because it does have a lot of gay bars, gay events, and sex shops. San Diego and LA are just sprawling and they've really embraced the gay bar scene. And so it is fun to go out from that standpoint. Vancouver at number 10. At number 9, we've got Paris, France. Come on. One of my favorite cities of all time. It got higher than most on gay bars, gay events, and sex shops, and a perfect scores on gender recognition and anti-discrimination. That's pretty cool. I will add, though, this just came in as we were going live, Cody, that Air France at Charles de Gaulle Airport has a private sauna in Terminal 2E, Hall L Lounge. It gets all like technical and like, wait, where am I going? How do I get to this? Oh my goodness. And if you've ever been to Charles de Gaulle and you wanted to go to the Air France, and it's the hub, right, y'all, has shut down permanently, locked off
Wow.
due to guests using the private room for inappropriate behavior. So they have a private sauna, or did, I will add, located in Terminal 2E, Hall L, business class lounge. So, you have to be of that persuasion to be able to have that ticket. Permanently closed, says the staff.
Mm,
Lounge
mm.
management cited misuses and inappropriate passenger conduct inside the private sauna suite. I mean, damn. Because
What is
I
inappropriate?
remember, well, I remember in Heathrow, London Heathrow, when I took Virgin Airlines, and I was able to use this lounge in there, and I had my own like unit in the airport, and I could
Mhm.
shower. And I didn't hook up with anybody, but I did film a little bit of material for my OnlyFans and got some like content in there. But there were no cameras, and I didn't like get anybody in trouble, including myself. I also didn't post like stupidly like, "Hey y'all, I'm in the London Heathrow Virgin,"
Yeah.
I didn't
You
out
kept it
that
cute
out.
and
I kept it
discreet.
cute. I think sometimes we gays ruin it for each other. What do you say to that?
I could go on and on and on about gays ruining it for each other. Keep it to yourself, guys. Don't ruin it for other people. I'm just leave it at that. There we go.
Of course, number 8 came in Berlin. Not surprising. Glasgow, I was just there earlier this year at number 7, is one of the most sexually liberal, with sex shops, sex workers, gay bars, and gay events. Atlanta came in at number 6. Okay, Atlanta, on the number of sex shops in the city, and scored higher than any other city on the list so far in the number of LGBTQ plus events, and gay bars. Come on, Hot Atlanta. I did mention that to somebody that's from there, and they hated that I said that. I'm sorry. If we're not supposed to say Hot Atlanta, I won't say it anymore. But for this purpose, I'm saying it because you're number 6. Anyway, Miami at number 5 scored really well with the number of sex shops, gay bars, gay events, and LGBTQ plus events. Coming in at number 4, Amsterdam. Come on, they just hosted World Pride. Who doesn't love Amsterdam? But this is going to surprise you. Number 3, Cologne, Germany. What? Over Berlin? Cody.
Let's
It's
go.
I mean, I guess we need to now.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
see what
let's
it's
do
all
the top
about.
21 tour. Manchester comes in at number 2 because they have so many gay bars. I was supposed to go there earlier this year and I didn't make it, but I'm dying to go to Manchester. And coming in at number 1 is my old stomping ground, San Francisco, California, for the most LGBTQ plus city on the sexually liberated list, home of the infamous Castro district and the heartbeat of much of the gay rights movement. The Bay Area city scores high on LGBTQ plus events, gay bars, gay shops, gender recognition, and sex worker organization. Woo! We made it through the
Woo!
list. I'm so happy for San Francisco and making it at number 1. What do you think of that top 3?
Yeah, I love them. I'm going to San Francisco for the very first time for Folsom this
There you
year.
go.
I cannot wait. I'm going with
You're welcome.
my friend. So that should be fun and interesting, but I can't wait. I can't wait just to go to I need some recommendations for parties, guys. So hit me up with some information where you guys are going to be. And yeah, let me know because I'd like to see all you guys there.
At Mr. Maurice, we'll mention again at the end of the
Oh,
show,
yes.
but DM Cody at Mr. Maurice with those recommendations. I'll hook you up with a few people too, since I
Thank you,
got some.
honey.
Yeah. Oh,
I
please.
appreciate that.
My one of my BFFs lives there. But Bryce, watching us live, said, "I've studied in
Wait,
Germany.
who?
Cologne is more inclusive than Berlin for sure." That's incredible. And see, we learn something every day, and that's why these lists mean something. And I think when you're projecting ahead, particularly at this time of year where not everybody likes to travel in the middle of summer, a lot of people like to, hey, where can we go in fall or early next year? This is kind of that time to start thinking of those trips. This
Yeah, it really
list
is.
could be a marker for you to kind of, let me look into Madrid. Oh, okay, Paris. Maybe I won't go to the Air France lounge, but still high on the list. And
I feel like this
Cologne,
is I feel like this is our tour list. We should go to all these places on tour.
it is our tour. It is our tour. Oh my God. One last hot topic. Well, the VMA nominations, and just when you thought that Madonna's album wasn't going to be charting anymore, Madonna is leading the VMA Video Music Award nominations with 11 nominations for Confessions 2, which is really exciting. She's got nominated for video dance, her best dance video, best direction, best uh, editing for Confessions to the film. That is the 14-minute music video that you can watch on YouTube. Diego went to the premiere of it where Madonna was there, and it was really exciting. And I really think that's going to win. But she's also up for a lot of other things like
Yeah.
Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, not Best New Artist, Best Collab, Best Pop. No, not Best Pop, sorry. A lot of them, 11. She
Yeah.
leads the
Yeah.
pack.
She's got a
So,
great.
and you can vote too. So go to the
Oh, cool.
VMA's website. I'll list it on our website and you can vote daily. So check that out. It is time for our favorite segment called Thirst Trap. Can you believe we're already up to that point?
I know, right? But I'm
It's
happy to do
Thirst.
it. I love Thirst Trap.
I think I put it in there. Yes, I did. Thirst Trap is produced by Straight Up Gay Porn, and they are back. And this week, they are asking the question, which one of these 11 gay adult performers took the best photo of the week? It's our job on an audio podcast, because this show does get repackaged, to vividly describe why we picked who and why. And then we ask you to vote. I'll put it on our Tags Patreon community. Go to patreon.com/Tags podcast. In show notes on episode 786 at tagspodcast.com. Who did you pick and why, Cody?
So I was kind of disappointed this week. It's been a while since
I'm
I've done a
not
Thirst Trap.
actually.
Huh? You're mad?
I'm not at all. There's
Oh,
too
not mad at all?
many.
You too many good
Not at
ones?
all.
Okay, bitch.
I'll
Get
do my
it. Well,
retrospective in a hot second, but go ahead.
out of the ones that are here, I'm gonna go with I like Sean Raymond, I like White Rhino, but the one that I'm voting for is Con Whore.
Con
It's just
Whore.
I love Con Whore. I
I knew
think
you were
I
going to pick
follow him
him.
on Twitter already, and he takes a mean dick. That's the prerequisite for me. And his ass is just insane. So he's on a bed and what looks like a dorm room. He's got his phone, his ass in the air, his phone is facing towards the mirror, and basically he's just presenting and ready to get fucked. So he's got tattoos all over his back and on his arm, and again, his ass is just phenomenal. So I'm going for Con Whore today. Who are you going for?
So I would disagree with you on this one because I
Okay,
think
that's
Zane Hawk looks delicious sitting in a chair with coiffed chest hair, very like really good goatee, beard, and a thick cock that he's putting out there. Um, Next up, I think Sean Raymond. And I looked
yeah.
at some of his, I cheat sometimes and I go to their X accounts, and he has this incredible way, African American, really beautiful smile, very smooth, tall. He seems very tall, and he has this incredible ability to use his um use his dick through like hot underwear. So you see it, but it's through like mesh. In this case, it's through red mesh.
Mhm.
Diego wanted me to, because he's coming slutty brony, which actually I like him too. He's on my list too. He's got really incredible legs and hot feet, is why I would pick him too. And I'm assuming that Corey
Slutty
Kane
Brony's
has a
cute.
thick cock that is just staring in the camera and with the shirt on, but the dick is like, is it, dare I say, 9-10 inches and thick? I mean, come on. Also,
So
Scotty J is so cute with his smile, his backward facing cap a la 90s, a cute tattoo on his right cheek, great abs, a nice um, tan line, and the dick curves up. I vote, I don't know. There's so many, but I have to pick one, and I'm going to go with
yes.
Diego, Slutty Brony. is our pick, where he has 1999 tattooed above his dick, and he's really just showing some really thick legs, great calves, nice feet, and he's just looking off very uninterested and with a can of something. I don't know what's that can is, but
See, that's the thing. It's like they're all hot. Like Sean Raymond, who is a very sexy man. The
yeah,
pictures are not that good. That's what it is for me. Like they're all pretty hot,
yeah,
but
fair
just
enough.
they
I
need
mean,
to. Yeah,
I think sometimes people like that not trying so hard. It's the difference
yeah,
between amateur porn and produced porn,
yes,
perhaps, if I could layer that in.
yeah.
Since the unauthorized musical I just saw, and kind of an expert on theater reviews. Well, that's it. Oh my
Girl,
goodness,
yeah.
we could do this all night, but we can't. We can't.
Oh my goodness.
You can always follow my co-host Cody on the gram at Mr. Maurice. And if he's going to San Francisco in September,
I am.
and give him some recommendations, y'all, in San Francisco on where he should go. He's going to Folsom fucking Festival.
Yes.
Yeah. Follow me on the gram. I am _Steve V. Go to my Substack at The Naked Truth Steve V. It will be listed in show notes. I'm writing some really good, provocative material based on the show and my own personal essays, and I really want you to support it. Subscribe for free or grab a tier. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Lovely.
You're nuts. I love you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.